Hi everyone, this is Kelly Snook. Just a reminder, I am walking us through the entire Rex white paper and giving some demonstrations of how everything works and what it might look like and some ways to think about different strategies for interacting with Rex. Just a note, again, I am not a real YouTuber, and so you do not need to like or subscribe to this channel or share it with anyone. It's really just here to help people who are overwhelmed or want a little bit of guidance getting started with Rex or understanding the different elements at play in the ecosystem. So let's get on with our section 3, talking about Rex itself. So here we are in the white paper in section 3. In the earlier videos, I showed in general how to set up your MetaMask for Binance Smart Chain and how to connect your wallet to the Rex app. And so I'm assuming you will have either gone through that or you already know how to do that. And I'm going to start going through this section on the Rex main token. So Rex is the main token. It is fungible and it is transferable. The name of the token is Rex. The token symbol is not question mark. It's TRX, I believe. And we can check that in the wallet because I've already added it to this wallet. Let's go down and look at our assets. It looks like Rex. The wallet actually lists that as Rex. Let's look at the token details and just see. It doesn't even say what the actual ticker name is of Rex. But for all intents and purposes, we're just going to call it Rex. The way it's displayed in your account is as like this. It is going to be differentiated from the original Rex just because it will have this new Rex logo. So be sure and not confuse the two in a wallet. This wallet actually does have some other Rex in it, the old Rex. I could add that token in just to show the difference of how it looks. I might do that a bit later. But for now, these tokens, I'll just remind you, these tokens I was able to add these tokens into my wallet. The easy way to do that is in the app itself, in the dashboard. If you connect your wallet and then you scroll down, you can click on these Add to MetaMask buttons that will add those tokens into your wallet. If you want to double check that they're correct tokens, you can look at the address here. So the Rex address ends in 7E54, and then you can go to the wallet's token, and you can select token details, and you can see that this one ends in 7E54, so that is the correct token. You can always do this. You can always see under the hood in this way, and it's a good idea to, from time to time, make sure you're using all the right tokens. Okay, so the name is Rex, the token symbol is XRX, and the decimals is 18. That means you can specify with 18 decimals of precision the amount of Rex you're dealing with. The base unit is prince. One Rex is composed of 1 quintillion 10 to the 18 princes. Rex may be held in a private wallet like MetaMask, for example. So just a note, it is still June 27th, which means that Rex can't be held yet because it hasn't been minted yet. The first day that Rex will be minted is at the first auction, which will be at 1800 hours London time on the 2nd of July, after which time there will be Rex in existence. So the core purpose of Rex is for staking and to gain staking rewards. Rex provides usual staking functions like locking up tokens to earn staking rewards, and advanced staking functions like naming stakes, transferring stakes, splitting stakes, and withdrawing staking rewards. And extending staking functions like offering, selling, buying stakes on the world's first stake tax. So, as we discussed in the intro, there are several ways to get Rex. The first way is to provide initial liquidity, which we already discussed. The second way is to take part in the Rex daily auctions, which we will discuss in the next video. The third way is to swap tokens for Rex on PancakeSwap, and that will be possible starting at 1800 hours London time on July 2nd, as people start to sell and buy their Rex on PancakeSwap. And then the fourth way you can get Rex is to claim your airdrop as a participant of the predecessor protocol Rex Classic. So I have a wallet that was participating in this predecessor protocol, which I've already shown you, but I'll just show you again. This fourth way to claim the airdrop, since that's the easiest one to explain, I'm just going to go into that right now. You can go and connect your wallet to the Rex app here. So this wallet is connected, E375, E375, and you can see in my dashboard with this wallet connected, that is the airdrop that I am able to claim. There are two ways I'll be able to claim this airdrop. The first way is to claim that as liquid Rex, which means when this button is active on the 2nd of July, I will be able to just click that, and then 5.8 million Rex will show up in my wallet right here. And then I can do whatever I want with that Rex. If I claim it as a stake, however, I get a lot more Rex. And let's just see how much more. Let's try it for 1 day. As a stake, no bonus. Let's try 100 days. Okay, 100 days, I already get a little bit of a bonus, so I get a little bit more Rex. I get 6.67 if I stake for 100 days. If I stake for 200 days, now the bonus is up to 22, and I get 7 million Rex. The max that I can go to get a bonus is 600 days, so if I look at what that is, I get a 50% bonus. So I get 8.7 million Rex on my airdrop instead of 5.8 million Rex. So that's pretty cool. I'll definitely want to do that because I want more Rex. For me, it's worth it to lock up my stake for 600 days to get that much more Rex. Okay, so back to the paper. So that's the airdrop. That's the fourth way to get your Rex, is to claim your airdrop. You may not see that. So if we look at what it looks like for a wallet that was not a participant in Rex Classic, what that dashboard looks like, you see those airdrop fields are just completely missing. So there's no Rex airdrop and there's no BUSD airdrop. There's just this opportunity to provide initial liquidity, which also will go away on day one because initial liquidity ends after the end of day 0. So this box will go away, and a new wallet that didn't participate in Rex Classic will just have the T-Rex DEX and the ability, I think, to send to auctions, but that's probably going to be on the auctions page and not on this dashboard. I actually don't know what it's going to look like, so we'll have to head over to the testnet to see that. Actually, let's just do that right now. I'll just have a look. I'm just going to go to testnet.rex.io, and I'm going to change my network, as I showed you before, over to the Smart Chain testnet, and I'm going to connect my wallet here. Let's have a look at see what this dashboard looks like on this test. So here we have what it's going to look like. So I have 0 Rex, I have 0 BUSD, I have 0 staked Rex. I can get myself some BUSD somewhere probably. Oh yeah, I like the testnet because you just get free money. So if you go over here and confirm this, you can get some BUSD. So I just asked for 10,000 BUSD in this wallet. So let's wait for a second and we'll see it come up. I'm also going to ask for an MREX. Oh, but you don't need to watch me do that. I'll speed this up. Before, on a different video, I showed how to get BNB from from the faucet, from the testnet faucet for gas fees. So if you don't know how to do that, you can just refer back to one of that previous video. So in the dashboard, if you were not a previous Rex participant, you'll just see the T-Rex decks definitely will be. I've got now 10,000 BUSD, I think, so I can, let's have a look. Do I have any BUSD yet? Let's import the tokens. Just adding all of these tokens in. I showed you how to do this in a previous video, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but now those tokens should appear in this wallet. You do need to do that in every wallet that you have, so it can be a little tedious, but okay, there's the 10,000 BUSD I got, and there's the 1 MREX I just got. So I'm going to get another 4 MREX because you need 5 MREX to get the maximum rewards. So I'll just do that. Okay. Anyway, this is a little bit of a side track, so I'm going to get back over to our paper, and then we'll come back to that when we get into the staking and the auction parts of this video. Okay, so how to get Rex? That's how to get Rex. We can get it on testnet. You can get it all of these ways right now. On the main net right now, you can put in initial liquidity. That's running already. Auctions have not started yet. PancakeSwap has not started yet, and the airdrop is not available yet. So, so far, of all of these things on the mainnet, all you can do is add liquidity. You can't get any Rex yet because the Rex won't be minted until July 2nd. All right, token supply. The Rex token is inflationary. It has no fixed supply and no pre-minted supply. It is minted by users and referrers after the daily auctions. It is minted by users when ending a stake or withdrawing staking rewards. It is minted by the contract when adding liquidity to the PancakeSwap Rex BUSD LP pair. And it is minted by users by claiming the airdrop from Rex Classic. So let's see what's next. Is there anything else I need to talk about in this section? Inflationary, no fixed supply. Oh yeah, so people keep asking on the main chat, what is the maximum supply of Rex? And there is none. It will just keep going up and up. Okay, the auctioned Rex. The main part of the supply is minted by participants of the daily auctions and their referrers. The auctions will create a maximum of 17 billion Rex in the course of the 222-day auction phase. As those tokens will inflate during the auction phase, the supply from auctions at the end of the auction phase will be a little higher. So as tokens are being minted during auction, every day is one auction, every 24 hours. At that auction, some Rex is minted. The number of Rex that are minted every day is listed a little bit later on here in the white paper, so it's very clear how many tokens will be minted in the auctions every day. At the end of the auction, but at the same time, the 12.9% annual inflation is happening to those tokens, so there will be a little more than 17 billion tokens at the end, or something more like 21 billion tokens by the end of the auction phase. Okay, section 3.2.2, daily liquidity Rex. 10% of the BUSD sent to the auctions is forwarded to the Rex BUSD liquidity pool or the LP pair on PancakeSwap, together with a corresponding amount. Okay, actually that I guess is what this bullet point is talking about as well, that the minting by the contract when adding liquidity to PancakeSwap BUSD pair. Minted by the contract when contract adds the liquidity. So not when people add the liquidity, but when the contract adds this liquidity, this 10% of the BUSD that's sent into auction each day is used to mint REX and then put the REX BUSD liquidity pair into the liquidity pool on PancakeSwap. And that will just happen. It looks to me like that's happening several times during the day by the contract whenever the BUSD amount to send reaches or exceeds 500 BUSD. So every time the contract receives 500 or more BUSD, 10% of that is paired with newly minted REX and sent to PancakeSwap. The quantity of REX which is minted and sent with the BUSD depends upon the amount of forwarded BUSD and the actual price or the reserves on PancakeSwap. The LP tokens are burnt, so the liquidity is forever locked and cannot be withdrawn. So this is really exciting because this means that as the auctions proceed, more and more liquidity is locked into the contract, and that raises the price floor and just increases the overall robustness and strength of the protocol. So that's what is meant in terms of the token supply by this bullet minted by the contract when adding liquidity to the PancakeSwap REX BUSD LPs pair. I could explain the liquidity pool and LP pairs and stuff, but I think that might be a little beyond the scope of this video series. I might do another little video on that later. But if you want to learn about it, Google is a really good place to learn about liquidity pairs and liquidity pools. This is essentially the place that determines the price. REX BUSD REX liquidity pair determines the price of REX when you buy and sell it on PancakeSwap. Okay, section 323, liquidity phase REX. A portion, which is 1/200th of the initial liquidity, if any, that is over and above the 100,000 BUSD day one liquidity. A portion of that is forwarded to the REX BUSD liquidity pool on PancakeSwap together with corresponding amount of new REX in several transactions throughout the day until the 1/200th amount is reached. The number of REX which is minted and sent with the BUSD depends on the amount of forwarded BUSD and the actual price reserves on PancakeSwap. The LP tokens received are stored in the contract and may be withdrawn by the liquidity providers when the auction phase has ended. So this is quite similar to the daily liquidity that's added by the contract, except that it comes from the liquidity that's added by us in the beginning right now, essentially in the program, in the protocol. So right now, we're going to switch back and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So right now, let's refresh. Oh, I'm still on the wrong network. Change to BSC mainnet. Okay, gonna connect the wallet. So as I showed before, the initial liquidity, this is where you can add the initial liquidity from now until 6 p.m. London time on the 1st of July. This is how much liquidity has been put in so far, 192.2K. 100K of that will go in on day one. Some new REX will be minted and added as liquidity to the PancakeSwap BUSD REX LP pair. And everything that remains at this point, that would be 92.2K, will be split into 200 parts, and every day for 200 days this will happen. So a portion, 1/200th of that excess initial liquidity, so anything over 100K by the end of the liquidity phase, will then be split into 200, and every day on 1/200th of that will be paired with newly minted REX and sent into the contract. That liquidity belongs to you. It belongs to us. It belongs to those of us who have put in BUSD. So at the end of that 222 days, we will be able to start withdrawing that liquidity 10% at a time, as I've already discussed. The total supply, or circulating REX, may be fetched from the contract with the function total supply parentheses. To receive a more useful value, the function allocated supply has been implemented. This function returns to the total supply circulating REX plus the REX that is locked in active stakes. Okay, I can't show you this right now because I guess I might be able to, but I don't think I can, so I'm going to save that for another video series. But this is just a little added degree of transparency here, so you can always check for yourself what the current supply is of REX. Sometimes it's useful to know that, and so he's given us the exact commands that we need to send to the contract that will return the values at any given time. Yeah, I will make another video for how to do this because it is really nice to be empowered and to be able to know how to do these things yourself, so you don't have to rely on other people to tell you stuff, because you really never know who to trust in crypto, and it's always nice to have the power in your own hands. All right, so section 3.3, supply inflation. So this is where he goes through the actual maths of the way that the supply inflates every day. So the allocated supply of REX, which is the circulating plus the staked REX, inflates at a constant rate of 12.9% per year. Again, this is where the bug was in the initial REX code. That was supposed to be 12.9% per year or something similar to that, but instead it was like per day instead of per year. So it was a hyperinflation scenario that just got out of hand. The inflation might be higher if users end their stakes early and penalties occur. At the end of every day, the contract calculates how many new REX will need to be minted for that day in order to achieve that rate of inflation. So then there's the equations. The total REX supply equals the circulating REX plus the staked REX. The daily inflation rate is 1.129 to the power of 1 over 365 minus 1. The daily inflation rate equals 0.0033247247636. I just have to say, I did help proofread this paper, and when I did the proofreading, I checked all the math. So I'm pretty sure that this math is correct, but please, everyone, always try your best to check yourself, and if you find any problems, don't hesitate to contact the team. So the new REX today equals the total REX supply plus the daily, or times the daily inflation rate. These new daily inflation REX tokens are not immediately minted. Instead, they are earmarked for distribution to all active stakes shares on that day. A fraction of this new REX is earmarked for each active stake in proportion to the stake's percentage of shares with respect to the total share pool that day. Once a stake is closed or staking rewards withdrawn, all earmarked tokens of the stake for all past days until the desired withdrawal day, in case of a staking rewards withdrawal, are then minted at once. So what that's saying is that if you have all of your REX tied up in shares, the contract keeps track of how many new REX are being generated and earmarked for you according to how many shares you have, and those shares will then reflect basically the details of the inflation for that day, because every day the inflation might be different because it not only includes this constant 12.9%, but it also includes other people's behavior. So if a lot of other people in their stakes and have to pay penalties, you get some of those penalties. So every day your rewards might be different. So the contract keeps track of that every day, and then when you go to cash out or end your stake, then it adds all that up and mints the correct amount of REX tokens for you. at the end. So here's an example scenario. On Rex Day 1, you can suppose there are 100 million total circulating Rex, 30 million total staked Rex, 10 million total shares. The total new Rex that will be generated on Rex Day X is then that math. And now suppose user A has an active stake that has 2 million shares in it. So on this day, your stake then gets earmarked, some new Rex earmarked for it according to these calculations. So if you want to understand these calculations, I really, really recommend, spending some time with these equations and really understanding how this works. But if you don't want to get to it in that level of detail, the important thing to understand is that every day your stake earns new rewards according to how many shares you have that you're assigned whenever you stake. So when you stake, you get a certain number of shares. So you really want to maximize the number of shares you get for every Rex that you stake. And that's why the T-Rex is important, and it's important to understand this very basic concept that in Rex it's all about your shares, because your shares are the basis of all these calculations. So your shares determine how much money you make, not necessarily just the amount of Rex you have, but the amount of shares you get for that Rex. When you have a T-Rex and you stake your Rex, you get 25% more shares. So that's a lot, and that really adds up. So when trying to understand whether or not you want a T-Rex, or you want to spring for a T-Rex if they're expensive, that is the thing to consider, that it gets you a lot more shares. Okay. In addition, the penalties from users ending stakes early are added to the inflation. Therefore, the actual inflation also depends on the penalties that occur based on user staking behavior. The exact formula in the code is this. Okay. So that is supply inflation. Next, we have the code details, more code details for inflation. Inside the code, this inflation amount on a certain day is saved in the daily snapshot as a snapshot and the day number and the inflation amount. When a user ends their stake and the staking rewards are calculated for each day, unless staking rewards have been withdrawn already, this daily number is used for calculating your daily reward. So this is what I was saying before. The contract keeps track every day of how many rewards you got in a little snapshot, and when you go to withdraw your stake, as long as you haven't already withdrawn some of these rewards, it will add up all of the days and will give you back a lot more money than you put in. So the staker receives their portion of the total inflation for every staking day. All right, now we have a little section on the sustainability considerations of Rex. The total token supply. The Rex inflation creates 12.9% more tokens per year distributed to stakers. This leads to a 5x of token supply after 13 years, or 20x after 25 years. So just the supply X folding as that's due to the normal inflation 12.9 APR, not APR, but inflation rate is this. You can look at this graph. Very good. That is reasonable. So there'll be, just due to the inflation alone, there'll be 20 times more tokens in 25 years. Okay, that ends section 3. So I'm going to stop this video and move on to section 4. Again, this is the part of the video where I don't tell you to like and subscribe, because I am not a YouTuber and I don't care about those things. The next video will be section 4.